Hi everyone, welcome back to the Blonde Edit. I'm your host, Hannah Victoria Jones. Last time we were all together, we were getting ready for the holiday season. We were doing our gift guide edit, some really spectacular sweets. Now that that's behind us, we're moving on to one of my favorite holidays, and that's Valentine's Day. Anyone who knows about Valentine's Day, it's all about flowers. So what I'm going to do today is teach you how to do a beautiful Valentine's Day flower arrangement on a budget without breaking the bank. This is something you can do all year round. It's a really nice way to brighten up your home, your apartment. If you're going to a dinner party, it's a beautiful gift. And it's so much more affordable than sometimes when the florists, I'm not knocking florists, but the prices can get a little inflated and spiked up in the holidays, and I get that. But for those of you who are trying to do it at a more affordable price point, I think you'll really enjoy this. So to get started, I'm gonna kind of just go through the basic supplies that you need. You can use any vase that you like. This is one that I have. I have a bunch of vases at my home that I've been saving over the years. My husband's always very sweet and good about gifting me with flowers for birthdays, Valentine's Day, anniversaries, and I always save them. I have all different shapes and sizes. For the purpose of today's arrangement and the type of flowers I'm utilizing, that's why I went with a more round base, because the base of our floral is a hydrangea, which is a more round, fluffy flower. You also need some tape. It helps. I'll explain exactly why you want to use this for arranging and designing. If you have some type of gardening shears, those are super sharp. It'll make your life a lot easier, but I know a lot of people might not have them. So a pair of sharp scissors, kitchen shears, they'll do just fine. If you do buy flowers, they tend to come with some flower food. I think the flower food makes a difference. I highly recommend putting it in there. You want to use water that's not too hot, not too cold. For hydrangeas, which is one of the flowers we're using today, that is this one. You can actually put this in the most piping hot water that you can get out of your sink, but because I'm mixing it with regular roses and spray roses, I do want to spare the integrity of these two flowers. But needless to say, any type of lukewarm water, you can even put a splash of bleach. And another thing that works well, which is like an old wives' tale trick, you can put a penny or a dime, like any type of old nickel, on the bottom. It just, for whatever reason, keeps the integrity and the longevity of the floral. So what I have here today, you can use whatever you want. These happen to be my favorite flowers. If peonies were in season, I would have had peonies as well because they were my wedding bouquet. I picked out colors that were in my wedding bouquet as well. The base was white hydrangeas. Then I have these really pretty vibrant hot pink spray roses and this really gorgeous fuchsia Barbie pink type of regular roses. So before you get started, these came from a grocery store, and you want to remove the plastic and get all that stuff off and just kind of let the flower sit. Get your everything ready. And then what I do is you can use Scotch tape. They sell on Amazon floral tape. They even sell grids that you can insert into the base of the vase. But if you don't want to have to buy it, grab this out of your drawer. You're good to go. So what I'm going to do today is create with a piece of tape a grid. And the purpose of this is because each grid is going to hold a flower. And you just want to do some long ways, like such. And I will flip this so you guys can see. Before I forget, make sure you get that flower food in. It's very crucial for your flowers. Sprinkle that goodness in. The flowers will eat that up. Then you just want to go the other way. It almost looks like a chessboard or a checkerboard, but with tape. And you'll see why I did this. It really helps you get control of the way you place the flowers and how they stay nicely all together. Okay. So I just went the other way. And you can kind of see through here, it's all checkered. For the base, you want to go with the biggest flower that you're putting in your arrangement. Again, you can use whatever you like. For this one, I'm doing hydrangeas. And what I do is to kind of get an idea of how much I should cut off, because remember, you can cut off, but you can't put back. So you want to be very careful. So I kind of look like such and think, okay, I would like for it to rest here. So you want to cut it on an angle. And you want to peel back the greenery. But you're going to want to keep especially these big beautiful leaves because they're really good for filler when you're finishing out your arrangement. The reason why you want to peel back your leaves as well in general is it actually helps the water get to the plant and hydrate the flower, which in turn will make it last longer. After you cut it, you want to put a slit in it. And the reason why you want to do that is because it allows the water to penetrate the stem. I have a feeling that I'm going to have to cut a little more, but like I said, you can always take more off. You can't put it back. So yeah, this is a little too tall. So I'm going to just cut a little more and then do that slit. And that looks pretty good. Okay. Then you just do the same thing. Your next one. Like such. And make sure you, okay. I'm going to peel back these gorgeous leaves. And what's great about hydrangeas is if you're having a dinner party, if you're having a charcuterie board or serving something, you can lay the leaves on a platter as sort of a garnish, and it just looks so stunning with cheese and bread or grapes or whatever you may be serving. So this is still a little tall. So we're just going to keep trimming, and that's what you want to do. You just want to kind of keep cutting, slicing until you get to your desired length. There you go. So that looks good. Hydrangeas have always been one of my favorite flowers, and I think anybody that's from the East End, they are prominent and very sought out here in the Hamptons in the summer. They just have this beautiful full mop head. You can, honestly, if you didn't have such a wide vase, you could just put 3 of these stems into a regular, more narrow vase, and it really just makes a gorgeous arrangement. I have a ton in my garden, and you can just cut from your garden to table, and it really just makes such a difference and adds a touch of elegance and charm. They're also such a nice thing to bring to someone's home beyond Valentine's Day. I think people love getting flowers. There's something really special about it. So now that we have our base, and it looks good, it looks full, it looks happy, we're gonna get into the second largest flower. The spray roses are slightly smaller, and the reason why you want to do a slightly smaller flower is because once you start adding more layers of floral, it will get full, and you want to have the flexibility to add smaller flowers and greenery so that it looks full but not overdone. These roses are so gorgeous, and nothing says Valentine's Day more than roses. And you guys can see I'm sort of measuring and cutting. And then you want to do your little slit again. And once you have your basin, you're not married to this. You can move it around and kind of play with it if you aren't super happy. You're not stuck. You can always move it around, even turn the whole arrangement around to get an idea. So I don't know about you. I'm not a big red rose person. I mean, they're beautiful. And any flower my husband gives me, I love, and I'm so excited and thankful. But I'm partial to pale pink. It's my favorite color, in case you guys can't tell. So what I'm sort of doing is I'm just peeling the extra greenery. Trimming. And just slicing. So for those of you who are wondering where I got these from, I got all 3 of these today from my local supermarket. It's called Lidl. They're all over Long Island. And I have to say, they really do a beautiful job with their floral department. They have a nice selection. Obviously on the weekend, the pickings are more slim just because naturally more people are out and about. But I've been getting flowers from there for years, and I've been very satisfied. The price point is awesome. I got all of these today for $24, which to me is a steal. Because if you were to purchase an arrangement like such, it would start at least upwards of $100, if not more. Another place that I like to get flowers from, especially on the East End, is Cinderella's. They have a very beautiful fresh flower selection. A lot of them are sourced local, which is great. Over in Bridgehampton, which is not too far here from the studio, you can go to King Cullen. They have a nice selection. Another option, if you're not particularly a fan of maybe going to the grocery store, you can go to your local florist and instead of perhaps ordering an arrangement, you can go in and pick out whatever flower you want. A lot of florists sell flowers by the stem. A lot of them also run specials where you can get whatever type of flower they're running on promo for, let's say, $25, $30. So you could use those as your base or your second filler, like the rose, and then pick up a couple of fluffier flowers. When the weather gets warmer, it's really easy to source peonies. You'll start to see those around May, and they reach their peak season in June. They're a really gorgeous full flower that you can use in conjunction with these hydrangeas or as a base, which is great. There's another flower that looks very similar to a peony that is a little easier to come by this time of year is a ranunculus, which is also very stunning. It almost looks like a half a peony, half a rose. So what you guys can kind of see now, because I've added quite a few, I'm kind of playing and going through and seeing how's the height, how's the balance. And right now, I feel like this is looking a little too pink heavy, and we need to balance this out. So what you can simply do is remove and just add. And at this point is also a good time when you're assembling to start utilizing your smaller bud floral. The reason for that is because it can kind of just fill out any empty space you might be feeling and help balance out the colors and what have you. So spray roses are a little different than your traditional rose. Your traditional rose will be this gorgeous long stem. You'll have one flower to it. The spray rose, you have this stunning long stem, but there's multiple flowers that go with it. So we'll add some pops of color in the middle. And go on the side. And it's all starting to really fill out. Lovely. Another thing that I think people are afraid to do when it comes to when you're gifted flowers, or even when you're doing something like me, they're scared to change the flower water because they don't want to disturb the bloom. And that's very true. You don't want to disturb it, but they do need fresh water. It is still technically a living thing, and like us, how we need fresh water, you definitely want to make sure it's clean. It'll keep the life of your bouquet lasting. I've had bouquets last for up to 2 weeks, sometimes longer, by changing the water every, I would say, third day. And I highly recommend a drop of bleach. Just a drop, not a lot, because that too much of anything is not a good thing, right? Okay. So at this point, we don't have a ton left. We have 2 regular roses and 2 bunches of our spray. So what you really kind of want to do at this point of arranging is take a step back, take an honest look. If there's something you don't love, that's fine. And think, okay, this looks good and I could do without that. So for me, I have this gorgeous pink one here, but it's looking a little pink heavy here. So I'm gonna move one of these to the center just to promote some balance and make sure that every color has its own breathing room and every flower gets its shining space that it deserves. Also, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I know that we're still very much in the thick of winter here on Long Island, but another fabulous place to get some fresh flowers if you want to do a little DIY bouquet, you go to farmers markets and you can get really, really stunning blooms for a pretty fair price. And what's nice about that is you're supporting local. Out here on the East End, I like going to in Amagansett, Vicky's farm. They always have really pretty flowers. I'm particularly partial to their sunflowers. And another thing that's fun about them, they have all these cute animals, such as ducks and sheep and goats and a donkey that you can go feed, and it makes your little flower shopping a little more fun. So as we wrap up, I'm just going to give this a nice little turn again. And I feel as though this one, and listen, you're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes. I cut this one a little too short, so I'm going to put this in the middle so it doesn't get lost in the side. Perfect. Okay. Right. Now we're down to our final stem. Perfect. And I'm gonna once again give this a twirl. And I feel that it's very pink heavy in the back. Not so much with this shade of pink on the side. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pop it in right there. So the last thing you want to do is any of these reserved super gorgeous hydrangea leaves. I'm gonna sit down for this so that I can get like really a good eye. You can just go ahead and pop them in. It gives the arrangement just a little more fullness. It's like garnish when you're cooking, like the basil or the parsley, the cilantro if you're eating Mexican. And I just want to go all around. And there you have it. That is a stunning, budget-friendly arrangement that you can gift anyone you love in your life. Your wife, if you want to gift your husband, your mom, your sister, your brother, your best friend, coworker. And again, this is something you can give someone for their birthday. We can go beyond Valentine's Day. You can use whatever colors you like. I did pink. Pink's my favorite color, pink and white. You can get anything you desire. Lilies, just be careful with animals because those can be toxic to animals. But in any event, I hope you enjoyed and have a very happy Valentine's Day. If you have any questions, you can always send me a DM at the Long Island Blonde, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a good day.